Today we are going to create a sunny lily using 2 cut beads and wire. It will never wilt, never ask for water, and will always stay sparkling. The inspiration came from a broken little branch in my garden. Summer beauty transformed into an everlasting miracle. Hello everyone, I am Svetlana and this is the Super Beads channel. Like, subscribe, and let's begin! Let's bring beads to life together.
Here I've gathered all the materials I used, but you can always limit yourself to just 2 or 3 shades. The main colors are yellow and green 2-cut beads. You can add accent colors if you like. You'll also need 0.5 millimeters wire. Let's start with the lily petals. They will be curved just like real ones.
String enough beads with your spinner. By the way, all exact measurements, details, and even bead color numbers are available in my PDF pattern on Etsy.
Make the frame with a central row of 2.5 centimeters of beads. Leave a loop at the bottom about 4 fingers wide and twist it 5 to 7 times. This is the coolest technique of French beading, wrapping rows around the axis. So let's make the first pair of rows. Wrap the working wire around the axis at a 45 angle from the top and from the bottom. This gives the petal its pointed top and bottom. You need to make 3 pairs of rows around the central row. Decorate the third pair of rows with accent beads at the very tips of the petal. Cut the loop so you get 2 wire ends of different lengths. At the base of the longer end, twist it to the same height as the seam of the first petal. This forms the second frame. Follow the same pattern until you get the second petal. When both petals are ready, simply twist their wire ends together into one stem. Now let's stitch the petals from the back side. The stitching goes down the center of each petal, using the back stitch principle. Start from the middle and gradually pull each row toward the central row. Use thin 0.3 millimeters wire. Dive under a row, come out in front of it and tighten. Stitch the outer rows twice. Trim the stitching wire ends flush. Cut the top axes, leaving about 4 millimeters, and bend them to the back. Shape the petals. Pinch the tips, make them even sharper and curve them. Make 3 such double petal pieces, 6 petals total. Let's move on to the bud. The technique is the same, but here we make 3 continuous petals from 1 wire. Each axis has 2.2 centimeters of beads. The twist at the base is the same for all, about 6 millimeters. All petals have the wrong side facing outward, except one. That one has the front side on top. It's a combined petal. For that one, place the working wire over the axis on top, and behind the axis on the bottom. The bud is smaller than the flower, so each of the 3 petals has only 2 pairs of rows. The first pair is solid color, and the second pair can have accents if you like. Secure the working wire with 2 wraps and bring it to the front between the first 2 petals. You now have a 3-petal piece. All petals face upward with their wrong side, except one that has the front side on top. Sew the first 2 petals together down the center. The stitching should be on the wrong side. Secure the outer rows twice as always. You now have a joined pair of identical petals. And the third one is still separate. Stitch the third petal only 1/3 of the way from the bottom, but don't cut these wire ends yet. Cut off the top axes though. Now let's make the stamens for the flower and the bud. Take small beads in dark beige and pumpkin shades
2 by 3 millimeter crystals
and 0.3 millimeters moss green wire. Cut 15 centimeters. Let's make the pistil first. Thread 1 crystal and fold the wire roughly in half. Use flat nose pliers to press the wire tightly under the crystal. Then thread 3 crystals onto both wire ends and slide them up to the top. Add 1 faceted bead matching the crystal color, also onto both ends. Then another crystal,
2 beads, and the last crystal.
Finally, add enough beads to make a 3.2 centimeter stem. For the bud, the pistil is smaller, 2.8 centimeters, with fewer crystals. For the flower stamens, take a 40 centimeters piece of the same thin wire and thread small beads for the anthers, from 10 to 17 beads, mixing pumpkin and dark beige shades. Fold the wire in half and form a loop at the top. Flatten the loop perpendicular to the wire, just like a real anther. Twist the wire 2 or 3 times to secure it. Make different shapes, symmetrical and asymmetrical. For the stamen stems, use beige beads, the same type as on the pistil. Thread 3 centimeters onto both wires and slide them up to the anther. Spread the wire ends apart and make 1 more stamen on each end. This time the order is reversed. First the stem beads 2.5 centimeters, then the anther beads. Straighten the wire well so it's perfectly smooth, and pass the same wire end back through the stem beads in the opposite direction. Tighten it close to the first stamen. Shape the loop into an anther. Repeat the same on the second wire end, but this time the stem is 2 centimeters. You now have a piece with 3 continuous stamens of different lengths. You need 2 such pieces for the flower, 6 stamens total, plus the pistil. Place them together with the pistil in the center and twist them together. This is the flower center. For the bud, make a small pistil and 3 smaller stamens. Twist them together. This is the bud's center. Let's assemble the bud right away. Twist the stems of all parts together and close the petals around them like a little box. Use the stitching ends of the opening petal to attach it to the other 2 petals. Bend the petal outward. Shape the pistil and stamens, and voila, the bud is ready. It looks just like a real one. Now let's create the leaves. They are thin and elegant, as if reaching for the sun. There are many leaves in different sizes. Let's look at the technique using 1 leaf as an example. And a reminder. In my electronic masterclass, you'll find diagrams for all leaves with details and measurements. On average, the axis is 2 to 5 centimeters, and you make 2 pairs of rows using the pointed top, pointed bottom technique. You can add accent beads to the leaf tips. In this example, I'm using beige 3-cut beads. To make the tips even sharper, add 1 bead to the axis before attaching the second pair of rows. Secure the working wire at the bottom of the axis. Cut the loop so you get a stem with 3 wire ends of different lengths. To sharpen the leaf even more, add a few beads to the axis at the very end and secure them with a delicate wire loop. Stitch the leaf down the center from the back using thin wire. Finally, shape the leaf. Curve it nicely. Pinch the tip and the base. And here is our elegant leaf. Don't be afraid to experiment with shades. These leaves here look dry.
Here is the hint how many leaves I made for my lily. Can you guess? If so, put your number in the comments.
Now let's assemble everything. Attach the flower center to a 1.6 mm stem using floral tape. Around it, attach 3 pairs of petals using thin wire. Wrap the wire downward along the stem to secure the petal base as well. Twist to secure and cut off the excess. Hide the wire wraps with a thin layer of green floral tape. At the base of the stem, under the petals, you can decorate with light beige 3-cut beads. Thread a small amount onto thin wire, make 3 or 4 wraps, secure and cut. Hide the wire ends under floral tape. Do the same for the bud, but use a thinner 1.2 mm stem. Attach the flower and bud together with floral tape, placing the bud slightly lower. At their junction, attach the 3 smallest leaves. 5 mm lower, attach the next tier with larger leaves. Another 5 to 7 mm lower, the next tier, and so on, gradually increasing the spacing between leaves. At the end, the leaves become smaller again and more beige, like dried ones. Trim the stem so the total height of the flower is about 25 centimeters. Wrap the cut end with layers of tape and cover the stem to the bottom. If you like, you can paint the stem partially or fully with metallic acrylic paints: green, bronze, or gold. When it dries, shape each petal and leaf and enjoy.
Our sparkling beaded lily is ready. I am happy with the result. It turned out just like a real one. Do you agree? Give this masterclass a like. It tells me you enjoyed it and want more. Subscribe and leave comments. All of this inspires me so much. Inspiration has always been at the heart of this channel. And now I want to share 3 ways you can support this channel and my work. First, if you want to thank me for my masterclasses and help speed up new ones, the donation link is in the description. Second, the channel now has membership. You can join and get early access to all videos, plus bonus personal videos available only to members. Third, by purchasing this masterclass and others in digital format, you receive a beautiful, high-quality, useful product and support me as the creator. Thank you for watching, and thank you for staying with me.